is Kiss Wealth Now, speaking facts in 15. We are here today on this Wednesday, and I'm your host, Charlamagne Armstrong, and I'm going to hand it over to the co-host, aka my dad.
Hey, what's up, y'all? J.R. Stewart. Here with Speaking Facts in 15, brought to you by Kiss Wealth Now,
Yes, sir.
taking care of all of your commercial and residential real estate needs. And, we'll be touching on a few things today, just things that are going on in the world, and having a little fun with it. So, Charlie, how was your, because we didn't get a chance to do one last week. You were out of town. In fact, I'm out of town this week. I'm in Kansas City as we speak. So
Okay, neat. Okay. So, yes, last week was awesome. So, from my accolades from last year, we actually went on what's called our President's Club trip. So we had 5 days in Cancun, and we were at the Unico Resort, which is a beautiful resort. And I funned in the sun and got tan.
yep. I can see the tan. I see the tan. I see
I'm a little bit darker. And then also last week, you actually had a huge accolade. You got a promotion.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm in Kansas City now, training someone to take over part of my old job so I can take over my new job. So
Excellent.
yeah, so it's a
More
busy.
money.
Yep, more money.
Yes. Excellent. So, Dad, tell everybody what you do.
Well, I work for a nonprofit called Future Leaders Outreach Network, and we basically do life skills workshops in schools. Mostly in the summer, we get what do you call them? This Bible summer school. We hit those. We hit community centers. But during the school year, basically we're in schools and we teach all sort of life skills curriculums. How to have healthy relationships, how to recognize unhealthy, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, goal setting, all kind of different. And then we also now we're doing a lot of workshops on the hazards of vaping and fentanyl and xylazine and all those things, because that's becoming a huge problem. So we're doing a lot of workshops as well.
Yeah, because I've just kind of seen things come across in different feeds where with the vaping and the effects on the lungs, and the lungs actually being not able to open up.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's actually contracting those lungs. And so people are having problems breathing because their airway is not able to expand as it should. There's like the follicles that are in and I'm not a doctor, and I'm going to sound really ignorant, but the follicles that are in the lungs are basically getting this film on them.
Yes. And it's yes, yes, and excellent.
Spirit
fingers, right? So, but yes, it actually, and it's the flavored vapes that do it more than the non-flavored ones. But a lot of young people are developing what's called popcorn lung, where how buttered popcorn is all sticky, like you were saying.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, they were calling it popcorn lung. And we have a video that we take into schools where this one high school student, a white guy, had to have, he's got a scar from here to here and down, where they had to open up his chest and do lung transplants. Because he vaped maybe a few months.
Wow.
And he didn't even pay for it. He was just puffing off of other people's vape pens and vape pipes and stuff. So it's a real problem, it's a real problem. And vaping, cigarette companies, if you look at the old advertisements for cigarettes that they used to allow on TV and in magazines before they banned them, and if you look at the ads for vape pens and things now, they're virtually the same, because the tobacco industry knows what attracts young people to these products. That like the Marlboro Man. You want it to look cool, or you want it to look, you want to look cool, or you want to look hip. These are
Right.
gonna bolster your self confidence and all these things. And that people don't realize half of the people that smoke and start smoking die from smoking. 50%.
Wow.
And we're not even adding in the vape pens yet.
Right. And
50%.
then I guess we're not counting secondhand vape pen smoke.
No, we're
Because
not.
now let me tell you, I've been in matter of fact, when I was at the pool in Mexico last week,
Mexico.
Several people in the group, I'm not going to say they're in, but just several people at the just kind of where we were at, several people had vape pens, and I could smell it. I was like, oh, that smelled like watermelon. Oh, that smelled like cherry mint. I could smell it. Now, granted, it was outside, but of course, I was downwind, whatever you want to call it. But I remember back when you had the Marlboro Man on the magazines, and they started talking about secondhand smoke. I wonder what's going to come out from that. Meaning if you're, even though you don't vape, but if you're sitting in a vehicle with someone or in closed spaces with someone, are you getting the same carcinogens? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
That,
Yes.
because that's what's so damaging.
And the bad part about it is that if people are waiting on data to tell them whether to do it or not, you'll
That's
probably
true.
die. You'll probably die before the data is ready. It took
Yeah.
it took almost 100 years of data for them to say cigarettes are bad for you.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Right.
like I said, if you're waiting on that kind of data on vape pens, because vape pens are only been out really like 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're waiting on that kind of data for vape pens, you'll probably die before that kind of data would come out.
Will come out. Yeah, that's very, very true. Well, and this right here, again, our platform, we talk about everything good, bad, and ugly, but we want, this Speaking Facts in 15 to be informational, and what you guys do as a nonprofit going into these schools and talking to the youth, and really, maybe it's going to, maybe you guys, I know you guys are going into high schools. Are y'all looking at going into elementary school? So that way, maybe y'all can talk to the younger people, because obviously a lot of the habits are formed by the time they get to high school,
Yes, and the we would like to. The issue, by and large, is that our curriculum has to be age appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
So the curriculum we have now is age appropriate for middle schoolers and high schoolers. It's not really age appropriate for grade schoolers. Most of it isn't.
Okay.
You know.
Gotcha.
So and that's with the political climate getting more and more combative, we really have to prove to schools, to school boards, to parents, that what we're teaching is appropriate for their children in the school, and for the and to show the parents as well. Every now, and it didn't used to be this way, but now all parents are sent a copy of our curriculum, or they're sent a link where they can look it up online. So
Right. So they can see what there's being said to their child,
right.
which I think is great. I think, again, mental health and talking about the harmful effects of vaping, because that's what's new, the new hot thing. Those are things that are unfortunately tabled due to other issues, which will table that as well. What's allowed in the schools, and how kids are allowed to be, so Dad, with that, as far as you guys going into the schools, like what have you guys done? Or what feedback have y'all gotten from the kids? Have y'all had any kids come back and say, you know what, I was thinking about, and say the nonprofit again, just in case for the people maybe who are tuning
Oh,
in.
okay. The nonprofit is Future Leaders Outreach Network. And although the website has changed, and I don't know the new web address, if you go to FLON, like Frank Lima, Oscar, Nancy, if you go to FLON.org, it will switch you to the new website, and you can go to the website. Our curriculums are posted there. What we do is posted there. And as a matter of fact, the two founders of this agency on um, on Thursday, um, no, on Saturday, no, I'm sorry, this past Sunday, received
Your days are
the
running together. It's
Presidential
okay.
Lifetime Achievement Award, and
We lost a little bit of your sound. That you said that the two owners got the founders received a presidential lifetime achievement award. Award.
yes, they received a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes. Can I hear you now?
Okay, okay, because it seems like my volume went down a little bit, but
Yes.
yeah, but they received Dr. Diana Clemens, our executive director, and Injiri Shomari, which is the other founder. They received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award this past Sunday, and these are really real awards from the Biden administration.
Yeah, prestigious.
So it is now that's that award is kind of one of the culminations of the work that she has been doing. Future Leaders Outreach Network has been around for 20 years. I've been working for them since 2015.
Wow.
But yeah, it is and yes, to answer your other part of your question, we solicit feedback from the students of every class we teach. That there's an entrance survey that they take when we when we go in. There's an entrance survey that they take. It's totally anonymous, so no one's name is known or anything, and just to kind of see what habits young people have developed, and what they're doing, what they're not doing, that kind of thing. And then there's an exit survey when we finish a curriculum, that they have a chance to tell people, how we did, what we could do better, et cetera, et cetera. And funding for grant funding for nonprofits is competitive for the most part. There's a lot of people out there trying to get these grants. And so the fact that we've been able to maintain the main grant that was when we opened in Texas, the main grant, which we've had since 2015. So to have a grant that long means you have to be producing some numbers and some results.
Right.
Because they'll just take the money and give it to somebody else.
Correct. And so, and what you guys do is huge. And of course, my dad, love him so. Your knowledge and your background and just the depth of you trying to understand the depth of the program. You guys trying to understand where these kids are at mentally, and meeting them there and helping them find ways to achieve and overcome those things that could be seen as negative. So, like you said, right, that's huge, and we need that because obviously our young people are the ones that are going to be taking care of us. So now you guys are in Texas, you're in Kansas City. Are y'all going to open up to other states?
Yes, as a matter of fact, this is kind of, well, it's not common knowledge yet, but actually we've begun to work with political lobbyists so that we can grow on an exponential scale. We're starting to get.
You see, Trey, come say hello, Trey. Come say hello. Say hello to the audience.
What's up, Trey? I'm speaking to my grandson back there, y'all. He's a baseball player extraordinaire.
Yes, and we actually have a meeting with gosh, what is the name of this group? I need to look it up. So anybody who's in the audience who can help us out or give us is NCAS, and it's a college kind of, they help college placement. They kind of help out with placement of kids because he is a senior this year, everyone, and like my father said, loves baseball, been playing baseball since he was 3. And so he's at the stage where he's looking for recruiters or he's hoping that recruiters will see him and invite him to their school. So he's looking for a college home, but wants to play baseball. And also he wants to be a special education teacher, right? Curtis?
There you go.
Yeah.
I like goals. Goals give you something to shoot for. So
that's right.
I am definitely proud of my grandson. Since I am here in Kansas City, working, I guess we'll have to kind of stick to the 15. We can't do much
Okay,
ish
but just
today.
answer the last question. Can I cut you off? Other states, yes, for FLON.
Yes, FLON.
In other states, y'all gonna be going into other states?
We are going to be going into other states. Yes, like I said, we just started working with lobbyists, political lobbyists, to get us in front of other people to open up other doors.
Excellent.
So,
all right. So look at this was 15 speaking facts and 15. And today we are sticking to our 15. Thank you, Dad, for stepping away for a moment. And then let's see, anything else upcoming? Oh, yes, my 29th birthday this Saturday.
This Saturday,
yeah, my 29th birthday, the 23rd of September, national holiday. Love your new hair, Dad.
I love you too. And I'll be there for the 29th birthday party.
That's right. All right. We will see you guys next week. Thank y'all for tuning in. And of course, if y'all want to talk to us individually or want more information on FLON, you can reach out to us. We have Patreon. We can schedule those meetings for y'all. Anything else, Dad?
That's right. That's right. Use the Patreon. We'll get back at you if you want to donate to help further our progress, our cause, which we want to be your cause as well. You can do so. And we look forward to talking to y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Love you, Charlie.
Love you too, Dad.